my babies. So today's video is gonna be understanding being silenced as a child, as well as how it affects you later on in your life. I think when I look back on my childhood, I was silenced a lot. I grew up in a Black household. If you're a person of color, you know it always gave old school parents, it always gave stay in a child place, stay out of grown folk business. All the adults in the living room, you gotta go in your room and isolate. You know, it was always I'm the adult, you're the child kind of vibes. And honestly, when you grow up in environments like that, it really, really can hinder whatever voice it is that you're attempting to make for yourself as you get older. Sometimes you can, internally look at it as, okay, anyone that's older than me, anyone that's within superiority, job managers, bosses, people older than me, like now I might have to be disrespectful in order to be heard. When in actuality that stems more so from a childhood trauma thing of feeling like you were silenced as a kid. So the words and the courage that you may be coming up with and mustering up at the time is simply coming from that. And a lot of times I think a lot of people don't recognize it in that manner. They think, oh, these people is just trying to play me, but nothing that happens in your life is meant to be surface level. Everything is meant to teach you something, to propel you somewhere forward, to learn something deeper about yourself. And if you're willing to look underneath what the surface level situation is, you'll be able to move forward in that regard. And by move forward, I mean just get to know yourself a lot better, which is something that we all need to do. That's just one of the things and one of the ways that it'll be able to help propel you moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Recognizing like, hey, when I was growing up, I maybe didn't feel heard. A lot of West Indian cultures as well. You grow up Haitian, Jamaican, Guyanese, Trinidadian. A lot of times in those households, there's no room for emotions, with, Africans as well. There's no room for emotions. It's you get up, you go to school, you go to work, you don't complain, and you get to it, and that's it. There's no room for any of that. You do any of that, now you're weak. You're a disgrace and abomination to the family. You got all these things just because the way that's how your parents or guardians have conditioned you to believe. And I'm not exactly sure if it's the same for Spanish households or any other race that may be watching my channel, but these are the customs that I believe that have been normalized to whereas you don't even probably realize it coming up in other times, to whereas you also might be the person that, hi Nanas, I'm recording, my doggy is here, so whereas you also might be the person that may not just know how to speak up. I mentioned earlier speaking up a little bit too much sometimes, taking a lot of things more personally than maybe you should. But in this instance and in this stance, it can be as simple as I don't feel like I can stand up for myself. I'll get fired. Come on, I'm recording, baby. I'll get fired. My boss will fire me, or the family will disgrace me. They'll look at me differently, like I'm not supportive. Oh, why do I have all this money if it's not to bless everyone else without giving to yourself? These are just some examples that come to the top of my mind when I think about people that have a harder time with speaking up about things. And I just recently did a video on boundaries, and these definitely coincide. A lot of things that we were taught growing up by parents that were not self-aware. And it's not their fault, they went through hard things, but their issues then get passed down to us to areas we don't even think that they're issues. Or if we do, we don't think what we need to do to solve them. We don't think about any of that kind of stuff. We think, oh, let's just leave it as it is. It's not really bothering me. But you say that until you decide that maybe you want to have a child later on, and maybe it's bothering them. Or you say that until you get into a position where you might really like, but then you kind of mess it up because you blew up at a manager or a coworker, because of inner frustrations, of inner not feeling well, and these things are perfectly normal. If that is you, this is definitely a no judgment zone. I've done it all, which is why I could speak on it. And the best thing for us to do is just, you know, look back at it and see what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do moving forward. Right, baby? What we want to do is move forward and propel so that this way we can live as our best selves and our highest versions of ourselves. Okay, okay, okay. I'm putting you down. I'm putting you down. Come on. All right. He's gonna ask to come up here again in 5 minutes. I know it. But I think that's a pretty good explanation of the video. If you guys need more support, please contact me. Sending you guys love. Bye for now.